When I think about Harmony's native token called One, I do believe that it could hypothetically go to the price of $1 during this bull run. And even though nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee, but sometimes it feels like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You take a look at One, the price of $1, would only make sense hypothetically. But even besides that, let's get into a more serious note, because you take a look at, for instance, when it comes to Harmony, it's an open blockchain network. And for what it is, I think it's actually often underrated because people don't often consider it to be the best. They don't consider it to be the greatest, but I think it's actually one of the best out there. I mean, you got to think about this, right? Harmony's mainnet can run Ethereum applications while at the same time maintaining lower cost and fast transaction speeds. Now, people often ignore this aspect, but I think this is a genius move because if you think about it, Ethereum, even despite its flaws like the high gas fees and scalability issues, even despite that, it's still going to grow from here on out, in my opinion, because you take a look at the ecosystem, you take a look at the number of fans, the diversity of projects, it's too impressive not to do well. Now, am I a fan of its high gas fees, again, and scalability issues? No, but of course, that's where something like Harmony could potentially save the day because you take a look at how Harmony, again, its mainnet can run Ethereum applications while quite essentially eliminating that nonsense. This is how amazing Harmony is. And again, having that Ethereum aspect in a sense to it, that's a thumbs up for me. I think it's only great things from here on out. Now, let's take this into consideration as well. When it comes to Harmony, it actually offers cross-chain bridges, which I think is a unique touch. Because, for instance, right, we take a look at how this allows users to transfer crypto assets across multiple blockchains. Like, for instance, the BNB Smart Chain, Ethereum, of course, right, Bitcoin, and much more. This is how amazing it is. Harmony, as I begin to say this, I think people are beginning to understand that, oh, wow, it's actually very special. Now, even though, again, nothing I say is financial advice. No one has to follow what I say. But I think this is how amazing it is. And here's the unique thing about Harmony. It actually utilizes something called sharding technology. And yeah, you heard that right. It's like shards, right, with a D, if you know what I mean. But even besides that, sharding technology is very unique because what this does is that it splits the network into multiple sections known as shards. And the workload is distributed amongst these different shards. And as a result, it does become very scalable and just overall very good. So when it comes to Harmony using this is a thumbs up for me. Now, is it the only project out there using sharding technology? No, there's others out there. Like, for instance, you take a look at how the Near protocol uses sharding technology. But even besides that point, it's still good nonetheless. So I don't think it's bad. Also, not to mention Zilliqa, But yeah, I think you get my point. Not the only one using it, but it's one of the best ones that are using it, if that makes sense. And here's the unique thing about Harmony, because it actually utilizes a consensus mechanism called EPOS. Now, this stands for effective proof of stake. And this is very similar to the POS model, aka the proof of stake model. Now, this is where things kind of become different because while most POS, systems rewards validators for staking more tokens, Harmony's EPOS, on the other hand, actually penalizes this. And now, when I say this, some people may be thinking, okay, isn't this kind of counterintuitive? Why would you penalize something like that? That's kind of weird. Now, the more I take a look into it, it's actually not, counterintuitive whatsoever. It's actually a genius move because by doing so, this right here actually encourages decentralization. Now, this is actually a genius thing because you take a look at how the more decentralized something is, typically the more difficult it is to, hack or to, potentially suffer from attacks. So this right here, again, I think is an amazing touch. And people often ignore this about Harmony, but hey, this is how amazing it is. And, it's not like Harmony's network is doing caca or whatever. It's been able to facilitate over 700 million transactions, which is insane. I mean, that's very amazing. Consider the activity on Harmony. It's very impressive. Also, on top of that, you take into consideration how there's thousands of daily active wallets. So, yeah, it's not like activity is bad or anything like that. The way I view it is that Harmony's native token called One, again, at the price of $1, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Again, just like I mentioned earlier on the video, the name is One. It just kind of feels like, isn't it supposed to go to the price of $1, if you know what I mean? I know that's kind of cheeky. It sounds kind of cringe, but come on, man. It would only make sense. And it's not even that crazy. I get it. It's over 80x from here, so people may think it's insane, but the market cap actually wouldn't be ridiculous. Considering current circulating supply at the price of $1, market cap would be around $14 billion. Not too bad. We've seen BNB reach over 100 billion. We've seen Dogecoin reach over 80 billion. We've seen SHIB reach around 40 billion. This is like nothing in the grand scheme of things. I'm not even saying it's going to be like half of Shiba Inu's all-time high market cap. I'm not even saying that, right? That would be around a $20 billion market cap. I'm just saying around 14 billion. Come on, man. It's not too much to ask for. And you take into consideration how, as of right now, the sentiment could look so different. I get it. Bitcoin's having a pullback from its all-time high. People are like, whoa, Bitcoin's over. Altcoins are over. But I really do believe that better days are ahead, because even historically, this isn't even supposed to be the time yet when altcoins peak, because even though altcoins could peak sooner than this, but usually this is not the case, because typically as a worst case scenario, I'm saying just, again, historically worst, thing possible, usually altcoins, they peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. The Bitcoin halving event just happened back in April. So, that's, again, worst case around near the end of next year, basically October of 2025. So it's actually, not such a bad thing. We're seeing this with one as of right now. And I don't want to FOMO into one when it's at the price of like 40, 50 cents. I don't want to do that. I want to do it right now so I don't have to worry later on. Later on, that's a cruise control time for me. That's time for me to chill, whatever, right? I don't want to FOMO into it then. That's just the way I view it. And of course, I'm not going all in. I've never just randomly dumped all in. I'm never going to do that, because my strategy is dollar cost averaging. So anytime I earn income, just slowly but surely accumulating more and more and just holding, just waiting. That's it. I'm not, focused on day trading, using leverage or swing trading or anything like that. That's just really not my style. I like to keep things simple. And again, I can't wave some magic wand and demand like one to pump, right now or like the past 2 weeks or whatever like that. Because again, just like I mentioned before, altcoins do take some time to peak after a Bitcoin halving event. But the only thing I can control is this, right? My dedication, my belief, how consistent I am, how dedicated I am. That's the thing I can control. Beyond that, I can just have to wait. That's really about it. But I'm going to continue to wait, because I want to hypothetically see my prediction, potentially become a reality, because I don't want to give up right now and regret it later on. Now, no one, again, has to follow what I'm doing, but this is just my mindset, which is why I'm staying patient. And also on top of that, why would I not stay patient? Over 600 million crypto owners right now, according to Crypto.com research. That's more than ever before in history. Practically double the amount that we saw back in the peak of the 2021 bull run. So that's really good news, right? I think the amount of FOMO, buying pressure, and buying volume this time around is going to be insane with this many new crypto owners. It's going to be ridiculous. I just really can't wait. Also, on top of that, you take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, the number of institutional investors. Is Bitcoin really over? Yes, I get it. Again, it's having a pullback from its all-time high, but I think it's ready to break a new all-time high. And I think in 2025, things could look so special. 100,000, 150,000 for Bitcoin wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Naturally, if Bitcoin were to do that, the altcoin season is going to become so legendary. And one at that point, going along with the ride, man, I don't see why not. Harmony, it's really fantastic. I think it's very underrated. People don't often consider it as something very special, but I actually love it. Over an 80x from here, really, it's a no-brainer pick for me. Now, that's only hypothetically, though. But again, at the price of $1, considering all of those amazing factors, I don't see why not. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.